Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. Wow, already getting to me early. I'm your host, Joe Zolo. Week 1 for most of you of the fantasy football playoffs is done. For some of you, this is your first week. We hope it's your first week and you're not playing in a smaller league that has your first week of playoffs as week 17 and the championship of week 18. This is wishful thinking, folks. Some of you may have been knocked out. I was knocked out in a couple rounds. Some of you may be advancing. I know I get to play Ryan in Dynasty this week, and I'm very excited about that. I don't have confidence on my team. My team's just been going downhill recently. But neither here nor there. We're here to save you from your toilet bowl punishment, or we're here to make you money. There's only one of two things we can do, and that's what we're here to do. Let's get into it. Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. I am your host, Joe Zolo. As always, Joshua Hudson, Ryan Weiss. Gentlemen, how are we?
Yo.
Fan-frickin-tastic, baby.
I'm fantastic as well. Now, I want to start off with a big thank you to Mr. Jeff over here. I see just his @ and I hate that YouTube doesn't do that. So big shout out to Jeff for the 100 largest super chat I believe we've ever had.
Oh, certainly.
In company history over here. So, Jeff, we're going to get to your question, but first, I want to do one thing. Now, for people listening on the podcast, you may hear some silence here for about the next 10 seconds. I want you to know that that's what's going to happen. So live with me through this silence, and we'll go from there. I promise I will explain once it's over. Okay, here we go. Sorry, that was my victory lap on Tua Tagovailoa. I just had to do a quick sprint around the apartment.
What the hell? Joe let neither of us know that this was happening.
That was pretty good, if you ask me.
Oh, my God.
I thought that was really funny. Anyways.
I'm more impressed that you can run a lap around your apartment.
It's 689 square feet, Ryan. I'm not running around a fucking mansion.
No, but you left one door and came out another door in an apartment.
Yeah, because my closet connects the bathroom in the.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Ryan, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm not living in a house.
I could do it. This is a circle, a 2-room chimney behind me. I could do a lap around that, but I couldn't do an actual lap around my house. So.
No, I did a full lap, and I'd like to thank Tua Tagovailoa for that victory lap. That was the funniest thing that might be the funniest bit I've ever done on the show. So, moving into Jeff's question though. Now, we did answer this, of course, for him, but we will answer this on air because I'm sure some of you may actually have maybe even a question about this first part of his quarterbacks, but essentially he lists out his roster.
Well, I also just want to point out a red super chat. Jeff is on a level with no one else. There's no one above him.
Yeah.
Jeff, you just goated yourself.
Yeah, you're a goat, Jeff. We appreciate you.
Also,
buddy.
he gave me a nice for my little victory lap.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what he needs, an ego boost.
So basically, we're setting his lineup on half PPR, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. So at the quarterback position, I think this is a very fair question, and I think we all might lean an unorthodox way. Tyler Shugg or Caleb Williams? I win Shugg.
Oh, it's Tyler Shugg.
I also win Tyler Shugg.
Okay. Running backs. Jahmyr Gibbs is the obvious one here. He is at home. DeAndre Swift, Woody Marks, Kyle Monangai. I said Woody Marks as the second. Ryan?
So Marks picked up that injury. So there's a lot that goes into this. It's a nice matchup. If everything goes well, it's certainly Woody Marks. As of this second, if I had to make a start today, it's DeAndre Swift. And it's not even a great matchup for him.
I'm also saying DeAndre Swift. And that's even if Marks plays.
What was the injury? I'm forgetting.
I'm clicking on him right now.
I think it was an ankle.
Ankle, non-participant in Wednesday's practice.
If he participates the next 2 days, you're fine. Yeah. If not, fine.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to go Swift.
Swift had 63 yards against the Packers the last time and then added 19 on 3 catches. Like, you throw in a touchdown, that's close to 20 fantasy points. So, like, I don't
Woody Marks is the answer. Receivers. George Pickens, Tyrone McMillan, Brian Thomas Jr., Emeka Egbuka. I think we're all going to say Tyrone McMillan in unison. But what is the second guy? I believe I said Pickens.
I'm going to be honest. This is his biggest issue this week.
Yeah.
Because the whole show, I think, is kind of down on Dallas right now. Tedero McMillan, it's been a tough matchup, and it's been tough going as of late, and then Coker catches that big touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. actually looked good last week. Amika looks good, but he is the third wide receiver for sure. I'm with you right now, Joe. As of this second, it's George Pickens and Tedero McMillan.
That's what I said as well. Then T-Mac popped up on the injury report with a calf injury. I still think he goes. I like the matchup for him against Tampa. BTJ is probably going to see a lot of Pat Surtain this week.
I'm pivoting to Ibuka if McMillan's out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brian Thomas Jr. is a non-start
for me, 100%.
Tight ends: Darren Waller, Colby Parkinson, Tyler Warren. Obviously, Darren Waller was going to be a great guy to start this week.
The Tua news, and it's not that like Tua was a huge upgrade or anything like that, but it's still instability was enough for me to move Colby Parkinson to my stream of the week. Both of these guys are coming off of 2 touchdown games. Seattle is also bad against the tight end, so I'm not that worried about Parkinson. Plus, Devontae Adams ruled doubtful today, and for the last 3 years, no doubtful player has played in the game. So,
yeah, I went Parkinson here. Again, I mean, this uncertainty at quarterback for Waller was my hesitation. Then, of course, they announced that Tua is officially benched. Maybe Ewers leans on him. Maybe he doesn't. I just think Parkinson is the much safer option here. Seattle's been not great against tight ends, but what they haven't done is allow a lot of tight end touchdowns.
However, Colby Parkinson actually scored on them before he was even the full-time starter back in week 2.
There you go. And now he's the full-time starter. So I think Parkinson is the easiest floor and ceiling play amongst this group.
And he scored without scoring last week, which is crazy to do in today's NFL.
Yeah. You take it how you get it.
Apparently. And then the Saints defense against the Jets.
We do need to give him a flex though. So is that a
Mika? I didn't give him a flex.
I guess it's for all of us though, since we like Swift and Marks. Is it just the other running back?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I would roll again if Marks is healthy and he plays. 100%. I'm going him with in this route.
This guy just gave us $100. Let's go worst case scenario. Marks is out. Tedero McMillan's out. Now give him 2, 2, and 1.
Gibbs,
I'll start both.
Swift.
I'm starting both the Bears running backs.
I was about to say, yeah, you probably start both the Bears running backs,
and
Pickens
then I'll pivot
and
to
Ibuka.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
There you go. So just to clarify that, Jeff, because you deserve it, we would go Gibbs and the 2 Bears running backs, and we would go Pickens and Ibuka, assuming Woody Marks and Tedero McMillan both missed the game. So we want to make sure you got your best answer possible. And I'm going to be honest, Jeff, you're going to jump the line most of the time on this show for the rest of this episode. At least, so.
Facts.
You got to press pass basically for the rest of the time. Something to bring up because it was just funny. It popped in my head with Colby Parkinson. There's always the joke, the refs are horrible and all these things. Atrociously horrendous this season.
It's just weird to get calls that bad when we have all these instant replay.
Well, especially replay challenge. Like, you are supposed to review scoring plays.
Well,
how can anybody look at that scoring play?
Everyone in the mother knew it was not a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
And then the fact that New York is allowed to just be like, nope, that wasn't a touchdown. You guys don't even need to look at it.
Yeah, everyone and their mother. Now, I'll add this in. Because Patriots fans are bitching. The refs did not lose them that game, right? There's a multitude of reasons they lost that.
Did you see that shit about Puka Nacua, what he said on a podcast this week?
Good. I didn't hear it, but good.
That refs might make certain calls just so they can get on television.
I love it. Light them on fire, Puka.
Puka Nacua, man. That kid has more personality than I think. Maybe I don't think he gets put on the media enough. He seems to have a pretty out there personality. I think he could do well.
God. Yeah, it's just and it's clear. I just want one color guy to just call it out one time. Take the fine. Just call Brady. Do you know how much money you have? Just
no, Brady can't do it because he's an owner.
Okay,
but someone
Greg
else
Olson
needs to. Yeah,
Greg Olson, you're fine. Just take the paycheck from the middle school coaching side gig and put it towards the fine that week.
It was actually a part of Brady's contract that he
can't do it. No, I know. But hey, contracts are meant to be broken. right? Rules are meant to be broken.
Not when you are a minority owner of one of 32 organizations that have a license to print money. No,
He's white. What are they going to do? He's fine.
that's fair.
Yeah. Lost by 2 points, all because Watson got hurt and Jalen Warren got stuffed on one twice. Jalen Warren also came down with an illness, which didn't really help you
Frosty,
there.
Frosty, it may have been you. Someone on one of our podcasts came in on that Monday about watching this illness, and I faded Warren because of it, and it worked out, man. So,
yeah, I hung on in one league because I started both Warren and Gainwell, and Gainwell got all the points, which carried me over anyway. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, fucking no flu game for Jalen Warren. That was for sure.
I could have started a perfect lineup in the league. I had Jalen Warren. It wouldn't have mattered. So it didn't matter at the end of the day. Yeah, I was playing my brother. That was the league I squeaked in at 6-8. I had no business being in the playoffs.
My Jalen Warren league, I was on bye, thankfully, but I have a game this week, and choosing between Jalen Warren and Kenneth Walker is the opposite of Sophie's choice. Would
you like to
kill
die
both of
by
them?
firing squad or an Apache helicopter dropped on your head? Which one? You make the decision. AJ Brown, Bucky, or Travion? I don't know how you can sit Travion.
I don't know how you sit Travion, but I love AJ Brown this week.
I do too. So. I like those two. I would put them Travion, AJ Brown, and then
Bucky.
That's how I rank them,
I don't know how you can sit Travion Henderson and May or Stafford.
Oh, it's Drake.
Flip
May.
a coin. Oh,
Drake May.
You said that with confidence.
Yeah, it's Drake May this week. Stafford, I think, has a much lower floor. I don't think the ceiling's there, but I have some notes that I'm going to bring up when we talk about our underdog props.
Don't the Rams dick down the Seahawks?
Stafford threw for 130 yards against them.
Very average.
Week 11.
Touchdowns.
Very average.
At home, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the Rams dick down Seattle in Seattle. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, they bend the 12th man over and make him the 11th boy. Like, that's what happens.
Jesus Christ. I think you can flip a coin. I'll be honest. If I can avoid a Thursday game, I avoid a Thursday game. I'm going to go with Josh on Drake May here, too.
That's fair. If you want to avoid the Thursday game, fine. I would be okay with Drake May. I'm sorry, Matthew Stafford. I'm down on Drake May.
I'm not mad at Drake. I'm not mad at Matthew Stafford either.
Still Marks and Hampton out of them in Judkins, Hall, and Harvey.
Yeah, this is Zach's annual or weekly question when it comes to which running backs to start. I'm not big on Hampton this week.
I'm coming around on Hampton. I'm liking him more and more based on things I'm reading, especially if Quinnen Williams misses the game. Judkins is unplayable, plain and simple, even against the Bills. But
Hall is the straight up upside play, but his floor is so bad because his
floor is horrible.
Joe,
I'm fine with RJ Harvey.
I was gonna say if RJ Harvey let me read his injury update on the day, but
they cleared him.
Okay,
they said he's good to go with the ribs. Yeah, so
I mean, ribs are just he doesn't even have a tag on him. Ribs are a pain management thing 99 times out of 100. So RJ Harvey, dog.
Yeah, I'm fine with Marks and Harvey, honestly.
I'm actually fine with Marks and Hampton, but Harvey would be my pivot if Marks can't play.
In 5 games in Seattle with the Rams, actually in 3 games in Seattle, with the Rams in Seattle, he's thrown for 300 yards every single time.
Oh.
So the Rams dick down the Seahawks. And you want to know what he threw for at home? 190 and 244. I'm just saying. The Rams
and this all for a reason is baffling to me why we are getting plus money on Matthew Stafford at 1.5 touchdowns.
Oh, here's the thing.
Unreal to me.
Well, here's the thing. He threw for 334, no touchdowns.
Yep.
365, 1 touchdown. At 298, that's 300 and 2 touchdowns. So he's actually only thrown for 2 touchdowns once in Seattle. It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So that's probably why, but it is very interesting. And again, your Thursdays are absolute coin flips on whether it's going to be a defensive dogfight or it's going to be 50 to 55. Like there's no in between. Zay Flowers, McConkey, or Booty?
No, I like McConkey a lot this week against Dallas.
Really? All right.
Certainly of this group.
I mean, yeah, of this group, it's Lad McConkey. I don't like.
But I mean,
any of them.
McConkey, when I did certainly not my final. When I did my last settling of the day today, he's my wide receiver 12 right now. I think it's a good matchup, and I think they'll use him.
I think Flowers probably is the safest of this group.
Gonzalez won't travel with him.
Yeah,
so.
and McConkey's mostly in the slot.
And we fucking run zone for some reason, for some dumb fucking reason.
Yeah, and Lamar's ability, even if he's not scrambling, he can at least extend plays, and him and Flowers have been on the same page when it comes to backyard football right now. So
that's fair.
Why blitz when you can play zone in the second half and get gashed? Why do that? Need one running back, one tight end, 3 flexes. We'll start in the backfield. Brees Hall, Rico Dowdle, Quinshon Judkins.
It's Dowdle for me.
Rico Dowdle. At the tight end position, we are going Colston Loveland, Colby Parkinson, Tyler Warren.
Colby Parkinson
At the flex. It's not Hall. It's not Jalen Waddle. DJ Moore, probably, right? Of this bunch.
Yeah, I've been so debated what to do, how far I want to move Waddle down my rankings because of the Quinn Ewers effect, and it's going to come up later in the show. Cincinnati has tightened against wide receivers as of late, and so Waddle is working his way towards unplayable this week. It almost has to be DJ Moore.
I was going to say, we'll eventually get to news and notes. Burden and Romadunze both did not practice twice this week. DJ Moore might be all they have going into this matchup against the Packers, which honestly kind of lends itself to Moore and Loveland being 2 of your flex plays.
Oh, I didn't realize he had 3 flex. I'm not here talking like it's 1 flex.
I would go Moore, Judkins, Loveland.
I'm not flexing a tight end out of this group. I would go Moore, Hall, Judkins.
If the 2 receivers are out and it's just DJ Moore, I would flex Colston Loveland.
That's where fair. I'm at. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'll find
those guys are out.
If one of them is in, fine. Brees Hall, take the swing.
Okay, I get what you're saying there. Yeah, I'm with that.
It's crazy what happens to an offense when they throw DJ Moore's way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. It's almost like someone has been saying he's open on every fucking route that he runs, and that his quarterback should maybe look in his direction.
Yeah, of all the diva wide receivers who are mad, DJ Moore is the only one I'm probably siding with. Just throw him the
open on
ball.
every play. He's open on every play.
Yep.
The play where Caleb Williams threw a fucking pick in Colson Loveland's direction to end the game in Green Bay, DJ Moore was butt naked underneath. Would have walked in for a touchdown. Ding dong. This is Derrick Henry. And I cannot smash Derrick Henry enough.
Yeah.
Pause. If Milton Williams is in, different story, but I don't think he's in. Robert Spillane will help a little bit, but the reason James Cook was so good in the second half, no Spillane, no Milton Williams. And that is looking and trending to be the case again for the Patriots. They're going to get gashed in the run game.
Yeah, Aaron Jones has a chance at a good game, but I still like Derrick Henry far better in this one.
Yeah, Derrick Henry as well.
Derrick Henry. Need 2, Brees Hall, DJ Moore, Fannin, or Schultz. PPR flex and a tight end needed.
Schultz at tight end.
Schultz at tight end.
DJ Moore.
And DJ Moore.
Yeah. And if it's 2 flex and a tight end, I think I'm playing both tight ends.
I would go both tight ends over Brees Hall in this situation.
Agreed.
Yeah. Fuck Brees Hall. Stroud or Stafford?
Stroud.
Matt Stafford.
Stroud plays the Raiders.
Gee,
I know literally what you just read off when it comes to, Stafford in Seattle, whatever.
Also, he had the most yards he threw for as a Ram on a short week against the Niners. And guess where that game was?
In Seattle.
In San Francisco. If you look at historically this division as of late, going on the road, Arizona does not count. They suck. But the top 3 teams going on the road, Seattle plays well in LA and San Fran. San Fran plays well in Seattle and LA, and LA plays well in San Francisco and Seattle. It's
well, Joe, you just pointed out how good he is at racking up yards, but not scoring, throwing touchdowns.
Is CJ Stroud good at either? That's my question.
He's been slinging it, and look what the Raiders just gave up to Jalen Hurts, who apparently is bad at football.
Jalen Hurts can't throw. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Jalen Hurts can't throw.
He can.
Yes.
He's Stop.
He will forever be the only guy to have 2 turnovers on the exact same play.
I don't disagree with that. That's not a list you want to be on, but one play does not define a career unless you're Mark Sanchez.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Jalen Hurts will forever be known as the guy with the only 2 turnovers ever on the same play. Juwan Jennings or Justin Jefferson? Juwan Jennings.
Yep.
I don't care about the matchup for Justin Jefferson.
JJ McCarthy looked good, and Justin Jefferson still did nothing.
Yeah.
He still did nothing.
Justin Jefferson, as of this moment, my wide receiver 26 on the week.
And at least you're bringing him down, Ryan. I applaud you.
And that's still too high.
Consensus still has him at 21.
Yeah. That's still too high. All right, quickly news and notes here before we dive into more of your questions, just to get these out of the way. Tua, as we said, is officially benched. Quinn Ewers is in, and Tua's not even the fucking backup. Zach Wilson is. Tua Tagovailoa will serve as the emergency quarterback.
This is Russell Wilson all over again.
Oh, my heart. Yeah. Oh,
I mean, this is not the most unheard of situation. When you bench your big money quarterback, you don't have him be the backup. So
he's been steadily regressing, and quite frankly,
steadily.
No, he has been. Look, he led the league in passing. He's been a touchdown. Look, stop with this, Joe. Just stop. He's been a good quarterback.
I'm going to go the other route with this. I'm going to go the other route with this because you guys can maybe explain this to me. So notoriously, I'm one of those people. I've cut cable. I did not even watch Monday Night Football.
No, I didn't watch a down of it.
Box score watching this. Okay, then Joe, you may not be able to help me here. My man was 22 of 26 with 2 touchdowns, and I understand they were garbage time touchdowns.
Yeah, it's all garbage time.
I was gonna say I parlayed his over 200 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, and I hit it.
So I thought it was ballsy, and I mean this in the ballsy sense, for McDaniel to throw him under the bus after the game. Like McDaniel isn't 50% of this problem.
Well, and honestly, they had a chance to win this game. It was piss poor clock management at the end of that game where they weren't trying to run any level of hurry up. But you talk about the early INTs, those, that's what vaulted Pittsburgh out to those early leads. The defense wasn't really stopping anything. They weren't playing as good as they had been the last 4 or 5 games, whatever it's been during their winning streak. But, again, warm weather team going into cold, there's always going to be issues with that. But when they really started to get going as the game went on, when, Pittsburgh starts playing back and not boo and press and all this kind of stuff, Tua was able to hit his receivers. And he found Darren Waller. That's what he was able to do.
Yeah.
So when you don't mess up Tua's timing, he can throw the football. But if you actually play defense, then it messes with Tua and he can't play football at an NFL level. As I've been saying for years, he's not good. He's just not. And the Dolphins wasted a contract on him. Plain and simple. They're going to move on from him next year or the year after.
70% of teams waste money on bad quarterbacks. So
listen, I agree. That's why the league's fucking stupid. What? But also, if they cut him, it's $90 million in dead cap. They can't even move on from him. No,
that's why this makes no sense to me.
You got to ride it out. This has to be a Bryce Young benching situation where he needs to learn and come back better.
To me, because of the fact that he has to be on your roster next year, this needs to be a situation where you're like, Tua wants to play. We're shutting him down. We have nothing to play for this season. We want to see what we have. Like, you should have protected him. And that's not what they did here. And I understand, differing opinions on how good or bad Tua is. He's at least
he's gotten a lot worse after the concussions.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
He's still one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. There's no denying that. There's not.
Yeah, this isn't your, 75 plus quarterbacks that are better than Cam Newton list, Joe.
Well, at the time they were better.
And he's better than Quinn Ewers. So just like,
oh yeah, no doubt.
The Dolphins are mismanaging this situation, which we should be not the least fucking bit surprised at.
Correct. So. Also, respectfully, Phillip Rivers came in and is better than half the fucking league, and he's 40.
Wouldn't go that far. Look, I will agree that he makes better decisions because he is a veteran and he understands the game of football.
And he hasn't
pushed the football down the field.
But no, listen, he never was able to do that. He was never able to do that. But
not to this level, though.
No, of course, at this level, it's much worse. But a guy who hasn't seen NFL football speed in 5 years comes in and can almost win you a game. That's crazy over a guy you just drafted 5th overall. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, the turnovers are the main thing. Is you got to protect the ball.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It just seems like 90% of NFL quarterbacks are afraid to be a fucking game manager. Like,
it's like they either have to be superstars or they're out of the league.
Take the check down. Just take
and this is what I'm saying. And with his arm, this is what Shedeur Sanders needs to learn. I think Shedeur Sanders has every right to win that Browns job. Don't go out there and be the hero. Protect the fucking football. Plain and simple. You have Myles Garrett on the other side of the field. He's got you.
His deep balls to Isaiah Bond look pretty damn good.
I'm just saying in general.
But no, he just has to protect it. He has to protect it. And maybe Jerry Jeudy needs to catch a football every now and then. That would also maybe help his statistical stat line. Rashee Rice currently in concussion protocol. Devin Neal and Devon Vele both ruled out for the Saints. We'll get to the great reasoning for some Saints players later on here.
I'm going to quickly... Rashee Rice needs to be a concern for everybody who is looking at him.
Correct.
This is a T. Higgins situation. He went home and got concussion symptoms. It is zero, in my opinion, zero chance Rashee Rice plays this week. And he probably got a lot of people to where they are right now. And now you have to pivot away from him because you're dealing with Gardner and you're dealing with concussions. I think there's zero chance he plays, but even if he does play, snap count, how much does he actually play? Gardner Minshew, Josh and I have been saying this all week, the king of fucking hospital balls. So
I have no faith in my dynasty team because it consists of Rashee Rice, Roma Dunze, Garrett Wilson, and Ladd McConkey.
I have Drake London, Devontae Adams, and Rashee Rice in my home league. So.
Yeah, it's not pretty. My team is 10-4. They got me to where I need to be, and I'm chilling. I'm having a great time so far. I have no faith I win this week because all my receivers have just gone downhill. Speaking of Adunze, as mentioned, Adunze and Burden did not practice on Wednesday. That's the second DNP for this week for both. Tyrone McMillan DNP today as well, and Devontae Adams is officially doubtful, which means he's basically out for tomorrow's game against the Seattle Seahawks. Back to your holy hell 25 question. We have a super chat going down. Thank you.
For you.
Tight end dilemma.
It's not.
Is it Colby Parkinson?
It's Colby Parkinson. Theo Johnson, it's actually not a great matchup for him. Ferguson hasn't looked good in ages. And when both wide receivers play, it's not great for him. To me, this comes down to Parkinson and Waller, which is a debate I've been having with myself all fucking day. With the Tua benching, I am leaning myself towards Colby Parkinson tomorrow night.
I'm as well.
I'm good with Parkinson. I don't love the double buy into the 2 touchdowns, everything like that. But yeah, Devontae Adams is out.
I mean, there's a big history though here. I mean, Parkinson has scored, I think, in 3 of the last 5 weeks. I don't have that number right in front of me. He has scored against Seattle this season, and then you're coming off of the double game. So
yeah, everything points towards it, which means he's going to be Isaiah Likely this week, and that's what I'm worried.
Now rewind though. That's my concern with Darren Waller. Isaiah Likely played Cincinnati. That's the legitimate same situation. So
correct. Yeah, exactly. He's by far the safest of these 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Colby fucking Parkinson has scored in 5 of his last 6 games.
No, he's been hot, dude. He's been good.
He's been good. And the thing to me that leans Parkinson, obviously Devontae Adams being out, but the Rams and their usage of 13 personnel puts all these guys on the field. Stafford's looking Parkinson's way. He's the guy that's leading this tight end room right now. Yep. And when you don't have your second option available, you're going to go to the next one, and that's Parkinson.
I've been watching these Rams games via Red Zone, but I've been joking. Devontae Adams is the best tight end in the NFL. That is the role he's playing, and now Parkinson is playing that role. So
yeah. The white Devontae Adams, also known as Colby Parkinson.
There you go.
Just
like we all knew it was coming.
Of course, obviously. Pick 3 in a PPR. Waddle, Genty, Shakir, Michael Carter, Jalen Coker. Beatles, how are you in the playoffs?
He said he set everywhere else.
Wow. It's set everywhere else. This is half of your lineup, I would assume. I don't know.
I'm guessing this probably is 3 flex.
Okay. Schultz feels like the guarantee.
It's Shakir and Schultz for me. Those are the definite 2.
And Coker.
Yeah.
No, it's never Coker for me. It's toss
What
a
if-
coin between Genty and Waddle.
What if Tet doesn't play?
Well, then it's Coker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if McMillan's out, then yeah, you pivot to Coker.
Schultz, Shakir. I'm not playing Genty against Houston. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
Those are I'm sticking with it.
Michael
Shakir,
Carter
Coker,
is
Schultz.
not a bad start this week. I honestly,
Who's
I
Arizona
would probably
playing?
stay away from the perpetual disappointments of Waddle and Genty and would go Shakir, Carter, and Schultz.
I'm going
really
Coker
don't
over
wanna say
Carter.
Carter.
You cannot play Ashton Genty against Houston.
No,
No,
you
I'm
definitely cannot.
No, you cannot. The first two are
And I think
unplayable.
Waddle's floor is just
I say
cratered with Ewers. So
Yeah, Waddle, and then like I said, Cincinnati. It's going to come up later. Cincinnati has been. I got flamed last time when I was talking about Dallas, but Cincinnati has stepped their game up against wide receivers as of late.
I'd probably go Shakir, Carter, and Schultz, and I don't love it.
Coker, I barely know her. Jalen Coker, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Schultz. QB conundrum: Stafford or Dart in one league?
Dart for
Stafford?
me.
I think Dart is unstartable this week. I said it last week.
Really?
Minnesota is so fucking good against fantasy quarterbacks. They just shut down Dak Prescott.
Dak
not
doesn't
playing
run,
Jackson
though.
Dart. Great, not doing it.
Listen. I'm just gonna keep saying Stafford because Josh won't say Matthew
Well, it's Matt Stafford anyway.
And then Brissett or Purdy.
Oh, it's Brissett. It's not
Jacoby
close.
Brissett.
God, it's just the easy floor, dude.
Let me be very clear. And again, ask your questions. They're already in the chat, I'm sure. Josh Allen, Jacoby Brissett. Those are my week 16 rankings.
You have Allen at 1?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Cleveland ain't stopping nobody.
No, that's true. It's just in Cleveland again. It's in December. It's weird.
I mean, Buffalo and
The
Cleveland.
conditions are worse in Buffalo, let's be honest.
I don't disagree with that.
You deal with more snow in Buffalo, more wind in Cleveland. Because I, for folks who don't know, the Cleveland Stadium is literally on the lake.
And Josh Allen
borders
has
the
a
lake.
cannon. I don't think the wind
he doesn't
will
have
affect him that much.
he doesn't pierce through the wind like some other quarterbacks. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying you're benching Josh Allen. I'm just saying I didn't think he'd be the QB1 on Ryan's list. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I like Jennings over Tet this week. Yeah,
I agree.
Fine
sure.
with that.
I'll take
Juwan Jennings, Gainwell.
I'll take the wide receiver one who's not injured in his offense.
Juwan Jennings or Kenneth Gainwell because we're not playing Justin Jefferson.
Juwan Jennings.
I'm still going Jennings over a backup running back.
Juwan Jennings, correct. Dak, Dart, or Brissett?
Brissett, not close.
Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett.
Yeah. Steven, you've watched the show before. I feel like we probably have some new listeners. We are going to sound dismissive on Jacoby Brissett. We have been riding this train
For about 5 to 6 weeks.
I think closer to 7 at this point. And guess when we pivoted? Last week for Trevor Lawrence. So we were very right last week, and we're right back on with Jacoby Brissett. So
Trevor Lawrence dropped 67 points for me. Boom. I had T-Law and Travion Henderson.
Trevor Lawrence was my stream of the week and scored 44 in a basic fantasy scoring. I'm pretty sure that made up I haven't done the math yet. I'm pretty sure that made up every gap I've had this entire season. So
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence had himself a day. Don't like him this week, but
I don't hate him. Josh is with you. I don't hate him as much as most.
I'm gonna give you some.
I don't hate him,
stats.
but again, I'm
I didn't even see you had
massively
that, Joe. That'll be
downgrading him.
fun.
He's not.
That's
the,
on my downside. I'm gonna give
5.
you a fun.
Yeah,
stat.
Josh and I have been opposing on this Monday and Tuesday.
I was gonna say I was actually really impressed because the Fantasy Pros consensus has fucked up so much lately. They've got Trevor Lawrence at QB 17.
Yeah, I've
Wow.
been getting yelled
Yeah,
at.
I was really
because
surprised.
I have him at 8, and they're like, "No, bro, you're too high." So,
Oh, bro, you stupid. Okay.
number 2 ranker.
I bet they would love it if I had Justin Jefferson at 45.
Number 2, fucking nerd. Anyways,
number 2 quarterback ranker last week. Just saying.
There you go.
nerd. Tet, Michael Wilson, Wandale, Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed. If Tet's healthy, I think it's the first 2.
Here's the problem, though. Everything is trending towards Marvin Harrison Jr. playing this week.
Yeah,
and I think that
Such a weird downgrade for
decimates
Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
Are you going to start Wandale Robinson, Keenan Allen, or Jaden Reed over
No.
Michael Wilson?
No, that's a great point.
That's
to
my
me,
point.
it's Tetaroa and it's Michael Wilson. It's deciding how you want to gamble your third way because it's half PPR, and I don't think Wandale scores. I'm not going Wandale. I'm going to go Allen or Reed for touchdown upside, and at this point, I'll go Reed. So
Yeah, I think I would go Reed as well.
How did Jaden Reed play last week? Did he have a good week?
5 for 55.
Yep. You just need
Tied
to
for
find
the
fucking
team
end zone.
lead in targets, tied for the team lead in receptions, tied for the team lead in receiving yards.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that means it's going to go to a different receiver this week. Keenan
Probably.
Allen.
That's
That's
fair,
my third. Keenan Allen.
I was gonna say I would
not.
not be surprised if like Dontavian Wicks balls out because
So I'm
Chris Paul is
saying.
out, so
Remember Dontavian Wicks had that pop off week? What did he do the next?
yeah,
Like,
does
that's
nothing. Like,
Dontavian Wicks'
that's what they
career.
do. They rotate. But
But that's
again,
what
like
happens
it
in the
wasn't a
offense.
big week for Jaden Reed, right? Like that,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
what I'm
my
saying.
only
But he
thing.
led the team in all the
Yeah,
all
but
the
it still
categories.
wasn't a big week. Like we're talking 6 targets, Joe. It's not like he had 10.
Agreed. But he led the team in those areas, which
Keenan
is
Allen
what
just
scares
looks
me.
washed as fuck is the problem. So
He does. But in Keenan Allen, we trust. In the Dallas Cowboys secondary, we trust.
and there's that.
Yeah. Superflex, is it worth blocking my opponent from picking up any of these 4 quarterbacks on waivers? Minshew, no. Rivers, no. Brady Cook, no. Quinn Tucker Ewers, use the government name. No, he doesn't have a second quarterback. And you know why? Because he doesn't want any of those pieces of shit.
Correct. So all I'm going to throw out there, I don't know. On paper, it is a good matchup for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I was going
I
to say
am
that would
not
be the
bought
only-
in.
I did pick up Minshew in one of our dynasty leagues.
I was going to say, if
wouldn't.
I'm blocking, if I had my choice here, Minshew would be the one I would not want him to start. I would be fine with any of the other 3. So if I have the roster spot, I would grab Gardner Minshew.
Do we not think that if he wanted the quarterback, he would have already picked
He
one
would
up?
have already picked him up.
Also true.
So that's
But
my
again,
point.
some leagues have 2-day waivers, so their waivers won't run until tomorrow. Maybe that's one of these leagues. I don't know.
That's true. If your waivers already ran and he doesn't have a quarterback, he doesn't want him. So, and
Don't-
also
just don't
he's-
drop anybody that's important. So
Yeah. Also, he's gotten this far without the second quarterback.
Well, he probably lost Mahomes this week.
Oh, that's true. He could have lost somebody. That's true. I'm starting Nico and Olave as my 2 receivers. Who should I
Yes,
flex?
you should.
Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Kenneth Gainwell, Jalen Warren, or Deebo Samuel, Blake Corum, Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs misses.
Well, let's be clear. It's Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out.
Mhm.
But Wilson missed last week as well. He's dealing with his own shit. The problem is I kind of hate everybody else on this list.
Terry McLaurin.
Not against Philly. And
Yeah, I was to say not
Maybe on
against
Mitchell.
Philly. I'd monitor the Pittsburgh situation. If Warren is not healthy, I'd go Gainwell. If Warren is healthy, I'd go Warren.
that's fair. I would be fine with that. I also think it's a good matchup for Devonta Smith as well against Washington.
I was gonna say it is a good matchup, and he's due.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't play.
I
that
know, he's
fucking
just
game
so
with
difficult to
Philly.
start.
I
Trust
can't
me, I
play
get
that
it.
game with Philly. I made a rule I wasn't drafting Philly receivers because I just couldn't play that fucking guessing game this year. Jalen Warren, I'm fine with. Either the Pittsburgh running backs, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I think Olave and Nico are going to do you pretty good here. So if you want a little upside play, I think Terry McLaurin deep ball touchdown, especially if you get bonus points. But sure. Yeah, the Pittsburgh running backs are the safest of this bunch. I agree with that. Evening, fellas. You set my lineup before the Rice news. Rip. Start 2, T. Higgins. Nope. Emeka Egbuka. Actually, I'm kidding. This week is actually pretty cool.
I fucking love T. Higgins this week.
Love Higgins this week.
It's just a knee-jerk reaction whenever I see T. Higgins in a lineup. Also, I saw Justin Jefferson and also knee-jerk reacted. This is a standard league. So T. Higgins, Emeka Egbuka, Stephon Diggs, Rashee Rice, Terry McLaurin, Justin Jefferson.
Standard makes Jefferson even less of a fucking play.
Probably
Jefferson is due, and he should pop this week if he's going to pop. I just don't believe in it. So, yeah, it's Higgins and Ibuka.
Yeah, you can't play Diggs. I don't know what the hell that offense is doing with their receiving core right now, but you can't play
I
Diggs.
agree with that.
Actually, let me throw one of my questions in because it happens to be non-PPR. I got Diggs, Booty, and Allen in a non-PPR. Am I just
Booty.
going Keenan Allen for the touchdown upside?
Booty has better touchdown upside.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, and I think McLaurin's kind of in that same route. I mean, as much as I love Quinyon Mitchell and that Eagles pass,
Yeah, you need the guy who's going to fall into the end zone.
And again, you need the guy that can fall in the end zone, but they'll have issues where they'll move McLaurin around and Quinyon's not traveling with them 100% of the time. You get him on even Adoree Jackson, who's been a lot better of late. You get him behind miscommunication with the safety. McLaurin could very easily get that garbage time touchdown from
if we're being perfectly honest, the most likely person on this entire list, well, T. Higgins and Terry McLaurin are the most likely to score touchdowns. You're right, Josh.
But I'll go with those two. I'm fine with that. I assume Shedeur Sanders,
probably.
Mariota, Caleb Williams.
You got to bench Shedeur Sanders this week after what we saw last week going up against Buffalo. Just not happening.
Yeah, I think I'm there too.
Oh, wait. Sure. Mariota gets Philly. Shit, man. I don't know.
That's a revenge game for Mariota, man.
That's very true.
Was it a revenge game for Kenny Pickett?
Nah, I mean,
Mariota, Kenny Pickett.
The
Eagles, Marcus Mariota.
The Browns looked really good 2 weeks ago, really bad last week. I am not expecting them all of a sudden just to be good against Buffalo. Like, I just don't see it happening.
I still would go Mariota over Sanders.
Yeah.
Are we not thinking that's a trap game for Buffalo?
Oh, 100%.
If it's a trap game, it's a 16-13 trap game, and you're still not happy you started Shedeur Sanders. So
I'm not going to be happy if I started Marcus Mariota. I'm not going to be happy if I started Caleb Williams.
At least one of them. Well,
I think Caleb Williams of this.
Mariota at least has a rushing floor.
Here's the question. Who has the best chance of catching a touchdown because it's a PPR league? Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota. Actually, he can't even feel his fingers, right? No, it's either of the other two guys.
I'm going to go Sanders and Caleb Williams.
And Joe hates those two human beings, so you know that's a big play for him.
I don't hate Shedeur Sanders.
I know.
I don't like Caleb Williams. That's a fact. 6-point passing touchdown. Dak, Shug, Roger Stroud, McCarthy, or Bryce Young. Is it crazy to say Tyler Shug of this entire group?
It's Shuck or it's Stroud. I just don't know which two I like, or which of the two I like the best right now. As of right now in my rankings, it's CJ Stroud.
Here's the thing. Floor is Stroud, but floor and upside, I think, is Shug.
Especially what he can do with his legs.
Yeah, I think floor and upside is Shug.
And we saw Trevor Lawrence run one into the end zone last week against the Jets. So.
How figgity fucking disgusting is Tyler Shug as the main fucking focal point of these quarterback questions in week 16? Kill me.
I'm starting him in a semifinal matchup.
Kill me. Way off topic for tonight, but just set up my first Dynasty League. Shout out. Should we go ahead and do the big draft now so we can draft the rookies after the real draft or wait till closer to next season?
One part of this that you're not considering is how are you distributing rookie picks?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are planning on randomizing draft order or doing the reverse of the first round of your startup, then I do recommend do your big draft now and then have fun with a second rookie draft. If you plan on letting people draft rookie picks, make sure you plan for that. And then again, do your big draft now. But just make sure either way I land on doing your big draft now, just make sure you have a plan for the rookie draft.
So I'm curious what platform you're drafting on, Zach. And the biggest reason I ask is because the deadline to declare is not yet here. So whatever platform is not going to have an accurate list of rookies.
Oh, my assumption is that they were only drafting veterans.
They were only drafting big guys. And then he's saying when the draft happens, that's when the rookies.
Yeah. So there's a very back and forth in the Dynasty community about when you do your rookie draft. Like sometimes you have the diehard degenerates that they don't care where landing spot is. They will rank their rookies and they want to draft them as soon as the platform populates them. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot wrong with that.
I disagree. I think it's fun. It makes things very interesting, but that's also how you end up with Malik Willis as a 102 when he goes as a third round pick.
Correct.
As someone who
there's that.
So someone who does rookie mock drafts all February and March, do not take that strategy. Don't do that.
I wait till after the draft.
Yep.
Let the homes find themselves. And so you'd be looking at first week of May-ish, give or take. That's kind of when I would do the rookie draft, me personally.
Yeah, that home landing spot really helped me get Jonathan Taylor at the 102 and Clyde Edwards-Helaire went 101. So
there's definitely value to be had because people will overthink landing spots 100%.
Yep.
Correct. Last one in a standard. Would you play Amarion Hampton over Kieran Williams or Travion Henderson?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't care whether Quinnen Williams is playing or not playing.
Not those two.
Kieran Williams and Travion Henderson are the better play.
It's Gibbs, Kieran, and Travion Henderson. Congratulations.
Congrats. You're into the finals, my friend.
Jahmyr Gibbs with his current trend is going to score 3 touchdowns this week because it's been 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Guess what he scored last week? 0. Guess who's going to score this week? 3. So, do we think JJ gets traded? No.
Not this season, but he will become a diva very quick next season.
I found it really interesting just the sideline interactions with JJ McCarthy, like, he was laughing it up. Like, it didn't seem like, like AJ Brown would like pout on the sideline, grab his book and things like that. Like it was very much the opposite of that. Like, hey, you know what? We're winning. All right, cool. My time's coming. You'll figure this shit out. I think, maybe they just get together this offseason and we're hammering this timing down, right? Like,
yeah, I think he's fine. If this continues into next season, it's a problem.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think really what what McCarthy needs to do, he needs to show progression. He needs to show that, hey, I can get better. Last week was a good opportunity. He showed out against Dallas. He looked the part, right? This is still his rookie season. He hasn't even started 17 games yet. Yeah. So, like, you're going to have these ups and downs, and we need to understand that just because a guy was a first-round pick or just because a guy was a top 15 pick, that they're not all world right out of the gate. Like, there's still a learning curve, especially at the quarterback position. It just sucks for Justin Jefferson because he is so established in the NFL and so established as a player and a receiver that he's becoming a victim of McCarthy's growth.
Mm-hmm. We're going to head over to Smash and Game of the Week. I want everyone to know, we see your questions. They're coming. We're going to get to every single one before the time's up. I know most of you have been in here and have listened for a long time, so you know that, but any new faces, just understand that we're going to get there. We just have to we have a show, and it's 99% you, but the 1% that we did prepare, we got to let you know. Smash Play of the Week
segment yet.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to a segment, and we're 46 minutes in. So first off, shout out you guys, because it makes our lives a lot more fun. Smash Play, Josh, Chris Olave this week.
Yeah, the Saints offense has played much better since week 10. They've won 3 of their last 5, including 2 on the road. And since then, Tyler Shuck, QB 12 in fantasy football. Dog. His top target, Chris Olave, is the wide receiver 14. On the season, Chris Olave is the wide receiver 8 in fantasy football and is tied for 4th in targets among all wide receivers. This might be the quietest wide receiver 1 season I can remember, because the Saints are not a good football team. So it's very easy for good football players to fall by the wayside and get masked because of that. But now you've got a bad football team in the Saints playing an even worse football team in the New York Jets. And this is what will give Olave the recognition that he deserves. Yeah. Not only is Devon Vele, who is the wide receiver 21 over the last 4 weeks, out this week, but the Saints are now starting a 4th string running back in Audric Estime. If that doesn't tell you this team is going to throw the football, I don't know what will. This Jets defense has allowed a wide receiver to cross 17 fantasy points in 6 of their last 8 games and gave up 19.8 to Jerry fucking Jeudy. This Sunday, Chris Olave is going to remind everybody why he is a wide receiver 1 this season. And then you're going to realize, shit, why have I not been paying attention all season?
Hey, at least one Notre Dame running back will be playing football this weekend. At least one of them will be. If I'm just going to add in, if I'm now on the side of rooting for Tyler Shuck, because if Shug becomes good, then that is the case study for stay in fucking college, learn, get better, go through adversity, then come to the NFL and stop chasing NIL money, because this NIL shit's Did you see this USC quarterback who committed to USC, decommitted to go to Tennessee because his parents said, no, you have to decommit and go to Tennessee. Yep. Then he
it was Ohio State, not USC.
Yeah. Sorry, whatever it was. He decommitted and recommitted because his parents were like, no, you got to go here. And then he recommitted because he's like, no, I want to go there because the NIL money.
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, he can't sign his own.
He can't sign until he's 18.
Until he's 18.
Yeah. So
fucking what?
Wild. And then you got the whole thing from the quarterback from South Carolina. Reading headlines that they are negotiating to bring him back for another year. I'm like, this is college. Like, I'm so bothered.
He's a student.
Yeah. I'm so bothered.
I'm pissed. Game of the week, Seattle against the Rams tomorrow night, Ryan.
Yeah, it hurts picking a Thursday night game for this. And I like this game enough, and I'm glad everybody's eyes are going to be on it, but it's kind of more about like, hating the other games this week. I wanted to pick the one that I thought would have the most semifinal players in it. When you look at this game, you got JSN, you got Matt Stafford, you got Puka Nacua, you got Kieran Williams. Then you got streamers like Blake Corum and Colby Parkinson. It feels like this game's going to be super interesting. It has an over-under of 44.5. Both teams are projected to score 21 plus points. The last time they played was only 21-19, which is not great. However, JSN and Puka had a lot of receiving yards. Kieran and Parkinson each scored a touchdown. The letdown in that game was Sam Darnold. That was his 4-interception game earlier this season. So you hope we see better Sam Darnold, which should lead to better offense in general. But for the main thing for me was I just wanted to pick a game that I think is going to have a heavy influence on whether or not you win this week. And I think there are 6 players in this game that could be deciding whether or not you win this week. So
I like it.
Fun prop bet stat. Cam Kinchins had 2 interceptions on Sam Darnold the last time they played. He's plus 750 to get an interception.
It ain't
like it.
happening again. Oh, did you get 1 interception? That's fine. I'd put money on that. I
Well,
thought it was 2.
Colby Parkinson is plus 235 to score a touchdown. Just throwing that out there as well. So.
Parlay it, baby.
I like that.
Parlay it. Need 1 defensive back. Shout out Jesse Bates, Derwin James, Tyke Smith, Cooper DeJean. Derwin James is a
Tyke Smith has been playing his ass off this season. Who do they play? Why am I blanking?
I don't even know what team that kid plays for.
Tampa Bay. I'm sorry.
Carolina. I was also blanking.
Yep.
Tyke Smith has been good. I think Derwin James is going to be on the field more.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I guess I'm worried that they run the clock because Bates feels like a good play as well. This is a really good line, our DB core. If it's my team, I don't know how, I'll be honest, I don't know how well Bates has played this season. I feel like he's been good enough.
Bates last week put up 20 for me.
Okay.
I have him on my team. He's been solid. I played him, I think, pretty much every week.
In the whatever basic scoring that fantasy data uses, Tyke Smith is the number 1 DB in fantasy right now.
Then roll with Tyke. I haven't seen him in rosters. I haven't played him a lot. So, but roll with Tyke. If it was me setting my lineup, I'm probably playing Derwin James. But by that stat, I will play Tyke Smith.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tyke Smith. I think Carolina is very likely to turn the ball over.
Okay, half point if Rice is out, Ibuka or Corum, Ryan.
If Rashee Rice is out, Ibuka. I like Corum this week, but I'll go for the ceiling play. We're trying to get to the championship here. Give me Emeka Ibuka.
I was going to say you have to make this decision probably before knowing Rice is out to play Blake Corum.
Which, lends itself to Ibuka as well.
Go to Ibuka, yeah.
Ibuka.
I think Corum is much safer, but again, if Rice plays, I think he has a better floor than Corum, even with Minshew at quarterback. So I'd rather
play in London if he comes back. Same injury as Bowers and Ricky, both come back being garbage.
So I was ready to say no, and then Mike Evans came back, and I know it's not the same injury. I am playing Drake London if he comes back. He is in my semifinal lineup in my home league right now.
Yeah, especially against Arizona.
Yep.
And then the Chiefs of the Saints defense this week.
So this has also been my biggest debate and literally my stream of the week debate, and I went with the New Orleans Saints. So
yeah, I like the Saints against an undrafted rookie.
Saints as well. It just feels like the air has been taken out of that Kansas City team.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Assuming you start Javonte and Barkley at running back, am I crazy for benching Kieran due to Corum 50-50 work? Yes, you are. You're gonna play Kieran.
You're gonna play him over Javonte first and foremost.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna play Kieran over Javonte, and then we need to start 2 of the rest of this group. So we're gonna play Kieran over Barkley, or Kieran over Javonte. Excuse me.
Playing Cortland Sutton.
You're gonna play Cortland Sutton and Terry McLaurin.
I would go Amari and Hampton. I like Hampton this week. I'm kind of out on a limb there. I like Hampton better than Javonte Williams. Just throwing that out there too.
I would agree with that. Yes, Hampton over Javonte this week.
I'll go with the. Yeah, I'm not dying the hill of Terry McLaurin. Sutton and Amari on Hampton is fine.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Start 1, Warren 6-7, Waller, Loveland, or Schultz. I think we're all Dalton Schultz here.
I'm going to still go Waller in this situation. That the matchup is there. I think this kid leans on his tight end. I like Schultz for floor. If you need ceiling, it's Darren Waller.
So I'll pose you this because I agree. Schultz is 100% the floor play. I'm not even considering Tyler Warren right now. If Odunze and Burden are out, does Loveland's ceiling overtake Waller for you?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Okay. Because I would agree with that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's Schultz for me.
There you go.
Because I also think his floor is or ceiling is pretty high.
Jason with a bunch in a row here. 2 backs, a receiver, and 2 flex. We'll start in the backfield. Rico, Hampton, Vidal, Pollard, Kamara if he plays. Rico's the definite.
It's Rico and Hampton for me, though. I know Pollard has looked legit lately.
Rico and Hampton. 1 receiver, Tet, Wandale, Shakir, Burden. Tet if he plays.
Tedero McMillan if he plays, Shakir if he does not.
Okay.
Yep.
So flex, we'll go Shakir then in the flex. And who's your other flex?
Tony
Pollard?
Pollard. This is pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. And who are the top 3 quarterbacks in order to start this week? Burrow, Brissett, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams, Aaron Rodgers.
Brissett, Nix.
Brissett, Nix, Burrow?
Yeah.
I'm going Brissett, Nix, Burrow.
Yeah, that's where I would go.
I
was tempted to throw T-Law there.
I knew we were going to be close on this. For me, it's Brissett, Burrow, and then for me, Josh, it's T-Law over Nix.
Okay.
I figured that's where we would stand. But it's Brissett 1 for sure, and then the consensus would put Burrow at 2 because I'm not even ranking Nix. So
Really?
out of this group specifically, like the top 3 I'm talking about. I'm just, if we wrote down our top 3 in a consensus, that's what it would look like.
I don't know. Nick's in these close matchups, he just balls out.
Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm fine with Bo Nix this week. I think you talked me up on it. I'm not. I have him at QB 15. I'm down on Nix.
You have Lawrence at 17.
I was going to say I would prefer.
Oh, no, you have Lawrence at 8.
I have Lawrence at 8. Yeah.
Pros has him at 17. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
12-man PPR start who? Oh boy. All right. Quarterback, Purdy, McCarthy, or Brissett? Brissett.
Yep.
Running backs, Christian McCaffrey, duh. Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Chris Rodriguez.
I'd go Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Aaron Jones,
first 2. Receivers, Olave, duh.
Yep.
Diggs, Jennings, Terry, Godwin.
Olave and Jennings.
Olave and Jennings. Tight end, Darren Waller, Jake Ferguson.
Waller.
Darren Waller.
Defense, Falcons or Rams. I will take the better defense, the Rams.
4 picks last time they played this team. So
Yep. Yeah. And then for your flex, Terry McLaurin.
Sure, it's enough. No, I'd probably go Godwin.
I was gonna say Godwin. Yeah.
Every time we say Godwin, he just shits the bed. So yeah, it's fine. I'm starting Godwin as well in leagues. Hey, thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Made it to the semifinal after a 5-game win streak. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Peeper, pick 2 receivers in a flex. We all like Lad McConkey this week. Scary Terry, Cortland Sutton. Yep, Lad and Sutton. Welcome back. Welcome back to the train, Josh. Your ticket is.
Oh wait, he has Juwan Jennings as well.
Ooh, so that's your flex.
That's your flex. Yeah, you're not flexing the tight end.
That's your flex.
Even Darren Waller. Darren Waller would have made a case here if Tua was playing this game, but no, it's Lad, Sutton, and Juwan Jennings.
1 in the flex: Aaron Jones, Carter, Corum, or Coker.
Aaron Jones for me.
I'll also go Aaron Jones if Tet doesn't play Jalen Coker.
Jalen Coker
Jones has a really good matchup against the Giants. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, pick 3: Rushy, ETN, Judkins, Jacobs, BTJ, Jaden Reed, Ricky Pearsall, Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison. As bad as the match is, you got to play ETN.
Jacobs
if he plays.
And then Aaron Jones.
Probably, right? Yeah, Aaron Jones. If we're assuming Rashee Rice misses here. So.
Yeah, that's where I would probably go. Jones. Yeah. If Rice plays, you're playing Rice.
Yeah.
He's still the number 1.
Rashee Rice is better than Aaron Jones for me if he plays this week. So.
Yep. Starter receiver in a flex: McMillan, Pearsall, Myers, Shakir, Marks, Tracy, and Hampton.
Jacoby Myers doesn't belong in questions. He is a start at wide receiver.
I would agree.
Yep.
Just having fun, Chip. You're new to the show. Jacoby Myers, big fan of Jacoby Myers here. So
he will not see Pat Surtain, so you don't need to worry about that.
Correct.
Shakir in the flex, even if Tet plays.
Probably pivot to Marks.
God, we are all over the place on this. There's so many injuries. I
do think McMillan plays.
Let's assume everybody plays. It's Woody Marks for sure. It's Myers and Marks. Okay. If you're down to Shakir or Hampton, toss a coin. I'm probably going Hampton just because, Joe, I agree with you. This Browns game could be a trap for Buffalo. So
100%. Do we think this team wins the semis matchup? Lamar, Sutton, Jaden Reed, CMC, James Cook, George Kittle, Kieran Williams, Jason Myers, and the Texans defense against Drake May, Drake London, Amon-Ra, Woody Marks, Chase Brown, Trey McBride in the Bills defense.
So this is literally running backs versus wide receivers.
Yeah, you got some, and the tight end.
Well, tight ends, I mean, Kittle and McBride, both.
McBride, yeah, that's a clear advantage to Trey McBride. No disrespect to George Kittle. I love him.
Texas defense is a big play over the Bills as well. They dropped in the next part that it's the Bills.
Agreed. Yeah.
I'm going to ride with all the running backs on top. It's a close ass matchup because of strengths and weaknesses, but I love all the running backs up top in the Texans defense. I'll take that team.
And you win the kicker matchup as well.
100%. Myers is going to boom tomorrow night.
Yep. Bo Nix or Dart this week?
Nix.
Oh, Nix. Yeah. I'm way down on Dart, even though I don't like Nix as much as everybody else. Yeah. I'm way down on Dart. So
I know we're an hour in. We haven't gone to the upsides, but we have 17 questions.
Look, it's semifinals week. This is what we're here for. As long as we cut out a minute to do stream of the week, we can just announce the other shit. So
we're rolling. Would you play Lamar or Burrow in a standard? Lamar.
I am so big on Joe Burrow this week. I have an entire theory on this game.
If this is 6 points per passing touchdown. Yeah,
who's throwing the passing touchdown?
Okay, yeah, no, that's my bad. Yeah, I was reading that. I'm like, 6 points for a rush. No, that's 6 points per pass.
Just real quick, since we're not going to get to it in the show, Miami gives up the 10th most fantasy points to quarterbacks. They gave up 202 to 4 of their last 5 opponents, and Lamar dropped 4 touchdowns on them in week 9. Joe Burrow's going off this week.
That's how we'll work in upsides and downsides. If you see your person named in these questions, please talk about it. That's how we'll work those in right now, just because we are slammity slammed here on time. I currently have the Vikings defense who plays the Giants. Would you drop for the Titans against the Chiefs? Bengals against the Dolphins? No, I play the Vikings.
Play the Vikings.
Yep. Start 2 wide receivers in a standard. A lot of standard questions this week. Jefferson? Nope. Sutton? Yes. Reed or Ibuka? Sutton and Ibuka? Reed, maybe because the touchdown upside?
I'm actually going to go even more weird here. I do a lot of studying of recent stats, and Denver has gotten progressively worse against wide receivers as the season has progressed. I would actually go Sutton and BTJ versus one another.
That's interesting. I feel like because they've been in a lot of close games.
Yep. Where
Nix has had to throw to keep up, and that makes sense.
I can't in good conscience start a wide receiver against Patrick Surtain.
That's fair. And there's a very good chance
on, but he's still soft, and I don't love that.
It is a really good point that I'm saying they've gotten worse against wide receivers. I haven't dug in enough to know if they've gotten worse against wide receiver ones, because BTJ is likely to see Surtain this entire game.
Yeah, because Myers is not really an outside receiver for them.
If Rice is in, we're playing Rice as the second guy.
Correct.
But he's most likely not. So I would go Sutton, and against my better judgment, I will say Jaden Reed, because this is
I just think he has better touchdown upside. He's been a touchdown guy for them in this offense when he plays.
And he can do it through handoffs and gadget plays more so than just through the air.
Yeah.
So.
Just quickly glanced at the stats. It has been a whole lot of wide receivers scoring a whole middle amount of points on them. I will pivot and not go BTJ in this one, so I'll agree with you guys. So.
Jalen Warren and Gainwell feels like the Lions fans. It feels like the Lions fans will be a Gainwell game, as the Steelers will likely be down trying to catch up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I see where you're going for.
I don't think fans was supposed to be in here, but yeah, I see where you're going for here. If Warren is healthy, I'm leaning on Warren, as will the Steelers. So,
yep.
Yeah, Gainwell's definitely been there passing down back more so than Jalen Warren this season, and Aaron Rodgers seems to love Gainwell, and I think that's been a lot of why we've seen a lot more Gainwell of late.
Yeah, I mean, Joel Worth has been telling us for ages, if Aaron Rodgers likes you, that's the golden ticket.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Half PPR, one running back and a flex. Genty, Jennings, McLaurin, and Kieran. Kieran and Jennings.
Yep.
Staffy or Herbie?
Matt
Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Herbert is interesting this week just because of the matchup. I just cannot trust the kid whatsoever.
No,
so.
Staffy, he has been horrible the last month.
Yeah, that defense is carrying them right now.
Kaimi Fairbairn or Eddie Pinheiro, you are not benching Kaimi Fairbairn.
Nope, Fairbairn is so good
now.
And gets Vegas.
The Houston Texans, I believe, are one of the worst teams in the red zone at converting touchdowns.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I'm going Pinheiro in one of my semifinal matchups. I don't have access to Fairbairn.
Pinheiro, not bad.
Yeah.
Fairbairn, goated.
Yeah.
Yeah, goated. Waller or Schultz?
Schultz for me.
Waller for ceiling, Schultz for floor. So I'm going to go Waller because that's the person I am. You just need to decide who you are, Quincy.
All right, guys, we're flying. We actually might be able to get to upsides here. Stroud, Purdy, Shug, Young, Cousins, or Rodgers? I feel like we kind of had the same thing before.
Yeah, it's Shuck and then Stroud for me. Those would be my two. I do like Cousins' matchup against Arizona.
And I'm the other way with that. As I remind myself of my rankings, I need to dig into this. I'm Stroud, then Shuck, and then everybody else is Shuck, then Stroud. So.
Yeah, you're not going to get me to say Kirk Cousins. Sorry.
Not in this group, no.
No. Full peeper, Swift or Myers? Myers.
Kobe Myers.
And a peeper? Myers. Kittle, Wall, or Parkinson? Should I consider starting two tight ends?
Maybe. What are your other options?
Pick 3 out of Parkinson, Waller, Pickens, Waddle, Ibuka, McConkey. Standard scoring.
Yes, I'm going Kittle and Parkinson with Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yep, I would agree. I would go with that as well.
Yeah. I'm curious about George Pickens. Like the last couple of games have been
I am too.
But he's been scoring touchdowns this season. Maybe there's something there. Like AJ Brown went 6 for 100.
You're right. And Pickens versus Parkinson feels like a coin toss where the volume is definitely going to go Pickens' way. You're right. I'm not going to go.
Here's the thing that worries me, because I don't know what version of Dallas you're going to get if Philly wins on Saturday.
Oh, that's even more.
Because if Philly wins Saturday, Dallas is out of the playoffs. And if they're out of the playoffs, what George Pickens do we get? Because now he's playing for a contract. I mean, he's been playing for a contract this whole season. But now it's like, hey, I really got a stat pad because I got to get that back. You know what I mean?
You guys love trends. You guys love talking about trends.
Sure do.
Parkinson has scored 5 touchdowns in his last 7, you said?
6.
George Pickens has not.
Let me be clear. He's actually scored 6 touchdowns in his last 6 games. He scored in 5 of his last 6 games. So, yeah, it's Parkinson.
I think it's Parkinson, McConkey.
Especially in a non-PPR.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Parkinson, McConkey, and... Oh, wait. We can pick 3 out of Parkinson. Yeah, so McConkey. So at Pickens, we can pick 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. Now I see what you're saying. Yes, it's Pickens. Yeah, we're making this hard.
Right, we're debating ourselves for no fucking reason.
Yep.
Eagles, Bills, or Chiefs? Eagles.
I think I have the Eagles the highest, and that's who I would go with. I just don't trust the other 2.
Yeah, that defenses look so fucking good.
Oh, yeah, I have the Eagles as my defense 3. It's the Eagles.
Eagles. Behind Houston and... I'm gonna guess
4 interceptions the last time they played.
Oh, the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
Starting May over Knicks this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna get 2 rushing touchdowns again from May, but
yeah, it's crazy. Like when you run the football in the first half and then don't do it in the second half. It's almost like a really famous coach has blown 3 Super Bowl leads that way. Anyways, Rashee Rice, Emeka Egbuka, or Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers.
And that's if Rice plays.
Even if Rice plays.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots could use a guy like Jacoby Myers. Guys.
I
don't know about you. I think they could really use him. Here we go again. He says Lamar Brissett.
Oh, there's no again. Jacoby
Brissett. Don't get me wrong. I do like Lamar, but Jacoby Brissett. Hurts or May?
I'm going Hurts this week.
Hurts.
I am as well.
Yeah. Just the easier matchup.
Am I
that
the only
Washington
one that like
defense
just
looks bad.
is sour on my guy? All right. I don't like May. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Looking to fill my flex in a PPR. Dowdle, Diggs, Devonta, Colby Parkinson.
It's Dowdle.
It's Dowdle for me.
Yep. Good matchup.
Yes.
Good volume.
Yes, Dowdle. Pick 3 backs. Jahmyr Gibbs. Yes. RJ Harvey, Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, Kamani Vidal.
It's Gibbs and Harvey for certain.
And Tracy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tracy looks interesting.
Tracy a dog.
His workload starting to uptick. Minnesota, they're gonna have to throw to
Yeah, I saw a lot of people raising Tracy in their dynasty rankings, and I'm like, don't forget about Cam Scattaboo.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Scatty.
Scat's there.
Yeah. The first three.
Yeah, it's the first three.
It's
just hard to trust that Pittsburgh duo right now.
Yeah, if
you don't know who's going to pop.
If they come out that Warren's still sick on like Saturday, go with Kenny Gainwell. So,
yep. All right. Guys, we did it. We flew through, and now we get to go into what the show sheet is. An hour and 10 minutes in. Josh, upside. TreVeyon Henderson, top 8 against Baltimore, and Tyler Shugg finishes, top 12 against the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going TreVeyon Henderson against Baltimore. Since week 10, Henderson is the RB6 in fantasy football, averaging 6.4 yards per carry, and has scored 6 rushing touchdowns. He's become the focal point of this Patriots rushing attack, and that's despite Ramondre Stevenson still averaging about 10 touches per game. Baltimore's defense has played better of late, but when two really good teams tend to face off, the matchups just kind of go out the water. So you want to bank on the talent. And in this case, Henderson's got it. If the Patriots want to win this game, and I think they do win this game, it's going to be because TreVeyon Henderson got them there. I'm all in on Henderson this week.
Hey, guys, fun fact about the Patriots. 9.8 yards per carry last week. They ran it 3 times in the second half. Take TreVeyon Henderson's carries out, 8.9 yards per carry. They ran it 3 times in the second half. Fuck Josh McDaniels. Ryan, Joe Burrow, top 6 against the Miami Dolphins, and the 2 touchdown goes to Saquon Barkley, which will inevitably be Will Shipley against the Washington Commanders.
I feel good that a backup's not going to steal it from you. It's going to be the quarterback this year.
And actually, it'll probably be Tank Bigsby and not Will Shipley.
No, Will Shipley.
I already talked about Joe Burrow. I truly, this is a vibes game for me. I think he comes out real hot based on what happened last week. And then Barkley gets Washington, who just gave up 2 touchdowns to Tracy. They've also given it up to 2 other people since week 9. They're a team to be run on.
Yeah, I was going to pick Barkley on one of my upsides, and I saw you had him for the 2 touchdown. I was like, all right, I'll pivot.
Not Ryan pulling a Gen Z and being like, yeah, it's an aura game for Joe Burrow.
Oh, it is. 100%.
South Beach, Joe Burrow. Come on now. Not even South Beach. It's 13 miles away from it in Miami Gardens. Gross. I have Chris Olave top 12 against the Jets. We already discussed that. Yeah. And Houston will finish as the defense 1 against the Las Vegas Raiders.
I love it.
If the Eagles can pitch a shutout, so can the Houston Texans.
Not to mention the number of sacks we might be looking at.
Keep in mind too, Geno Smith injury tag pulled. You're probably getting Geno this week, not picked.
Honestly, might be better for fantasy defense.
Ryan, I'm really riding the Texans defense against you this week. I need them to drop like a
I'll be honest. When I looked over our matchup, that's the part that has me the most nervous because these defenses I've chosen to hold in that league, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? These are all shit defenses. So I'm a little nervous about that myself.
I've had Houston and Jacksonville have been nice pluses.
What a duo to have this season.
Yeah, well, considering when my receivers have just gone downhill, but yes. Again, hey, we're in the semifinals. I was winless 3 years ago, so we're riding high right now.
And I'm the defending champ.
Yeah. Downsides, Josh. Deebo Samuel outside the top 30 against Philly. Dak Prescott fewer than 15 fantasy points against the Chargers. Go.
Yeah, Dak fewer than 15 against the Chargers. Look, it's not because I'm an Eagles fan. It's just because that Chargers defense looks really fucking good. Legit. They have embarrassed the 2 quarterbacks that were in last year's Super Bowl the last 2 weeks. Dak is typically good at home. But then Brian Flores came into town and said, you can take a seat because my defense is better than your offense. You can argue the Chargers are a better defense than the Vikings right now. And the Cowboys might not have anything to play for when this game kicks off. And that's what I'm kind of hammering this point home here. The Chargers are still within striking distance of the division. So I think that there's a lot more for the Chargers in my mind to play for outside of incentives on contracts. So I think you're going to get another pedestrian game from Dak, and it's December, so you're going to see a cratered performance.
As bad as both of them were, Dak ironically edged out Joe Burrow in our Dak versus Joe Burrow questions that we got for the last 3 weeks. So it wasn't pretty, but he did.
Yeah,
ever so slightly. Ryan, Jalen Waddle not top 20 against Cincinnati. You can add about 70 spots.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't figured out how far I want to move him down yet.
Yeah, 90. Jalen Waddle outside the top 90 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and no touchdown goes to Wan'Dale Robinson against Minnesota.
Yeah, I think the only thing I really want to explain here so we can just keep moving forward is I got flamed when I did this with Dallas, but Cincinnati has truly stepped their game up against wide receivers as of late. No team over the last 5 games has allowed fewer fantasy points to wide receivers than the Cincinnati Bengals. None. They are 32 of 32. Since week 5, no wide receiver has hit 100 yards against them. And since week 9, only 2 wide receivers have found the end zone. Waddle has been hit or miss over the last month. 2 good games, 3 games under 10 points. Everything is trending that this is going to be a terrible game for him.
Andrew, shout out you. I haven't been able to do the plug because we've been so busy, and we had our biggest super chat ever to start the show. But if you have not yet, please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We're eerily close to 1,800. That's our goal by the
23
end of the
more.
season. 23. All right. Go make 23 fake accounts. But tell your friends. We're nice people, and I think we're funny. I have my 2. Drake May outside the top 10 against Baltimore. I just need to self-deprecate my team so they will absolutely bend over Lamar and whip the shit out of him. And Trevor Lawrence outside the top 8. I believe in this. Here's my stat. Ryan, what's my favorite stat for quarterbacks going into Denver?
Usually it's rookies in Denver.
If it's their first time in Denver.
Guess whose first time it's in Denver?
Is it really? In 5 years.
He's played 2 games against the Broncos, both in Jacksonville, both losses.
You said outside the top 8?
Outside the top 8.
I think I have him at 8. I'm going to move him down 1 spot for you.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
In solidarity with Joe.
Yeah, you are.
QB9. CJ Stroud finally moves ahead of him in all those questions.
I'm just going to say, I'm normally pretty right about first starts in Denver for quarterbacks. Now, granted,
I'm going to move him to 10 because I like Baker this week too.
Boom. So. That's crazy. That's crazy. Trevor Lawrence played in the ACC, never played in any form of altitude whatsoever, and also played dog shit teams.
Plays under sea level in Florida.
I was going to say, like, dude, that is to go from the humidity and just grogginess of Jacksonville.
His lungs might explode.
I'm just saying, like, that is a huge change. And
I say that jokingly, but who wasn't it? Ryan Clark or somebody who couldn't play in Denver?
He had a lung condition. Yes, he could not play in Denver because he had a.
I thought it was sickle cell.
Yeah, it was sickle
something
cell
like
anemia.
that. Yeah. Something like that. But yeah, it would basically close up his lungs and he would die on the field like that. Yeah. But yeah, also Denver's defense is good. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not like Lawrence is playing the 5th worst defense. No.
I still like Lawrence this week. I'm just being very honest about that.
I don't like Lawrence this week. Okay, let's some more questions flow in. Believe it or not, JT or Jamar Chase?
Wondering if this is a chopped league.
Yeah, it's a very legitimate question. I don't know who your other starters are. Jamar Chase is a for sure start for me.
Can I just tell you, I'm in the final 3 in one of my chopped leagues. I got Jamar Chase for $0. Let's fucking go.
I also
have JT on this team, and
I got Darren Waller for $50 of fab.
I did move Jonathan Taylor to RB10. So there's the legitimate chance you have running backs. Jamar Chase is like my wide receiver 3. He is a must start this week.
Fab goes through this morning. 25% of it spent on Darren Waller. 5 hours later, Tua benched. Get fucked, idiot. Parkinson, Waller, or Schultz? Pick one and drop one.
Drop Waller, start Parkinson.
Yep.
Sit one, CMC, nope. Trevion Henderson, nope. Swift, Chase, Brown, Harvey. I assume it's Swift, Chase, Brown, and Harvey. I'm sitting Swift.
I'm sitting Swift
here too.
Look at us agreeing this late in the show.
Just joined. How we feeling about Achane without Tua?
I'll be honest. I got to be perfectly honest. I have not set my brain to this one fucking time yet, and I should because I'm starting him in my home league.
Achane's the safest one on that team. What are you talking about?
I saw a tweet. Devon Achane with Tua at quarterback averages.
He's goated. Without Tua, I agree.
Without Tua, he averages 8 fantasy points per game.
I agree. This year has, to me, the way that he's being used is very different from previous.
Well, how are you going to protect your rookie quarterback? You're going to have him throwing Devon Achane and Darren Waller the entire game.
That's what I'm saying. I think Achane this season, and Joe, I'm with you 100% because that was a large part of my argument for why I loved Achane this season, was because of how good he is with Tua. I don't think the game plan is going to change any.
Yeah.
It's Achane all the way.
I also don't think you're going to sit him for anybody that you have.
No. But if you're just looking for, I'm more nervous than I want to be, and even more so because this is the same team that I'm losing all my wide receivers, so I need this motherfucker to ball. So
I think he rides like in a mid RB2 territory. I don't think he's going to go batshit crazy for you this week.
Still think he's top 15?
I would, like, when I said that, I was thinking like 17, 18 in my head.
I'm guessing I still have him in my top 5.
But I still think he's top 12. So
he's my RB4 right now. But again, I have not put my brain to this at all.
I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah.
We like Conkers over Pickens.
I do. It's a great matchup.
Yep.
Again, this is an ask me on Sunday question, because I truly think that Eagles winning is going to crush that Cowboys team.
That's fair. That's very fair. 2 backs and a flex. Judkins, Kieran, yes. Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, Mike Evans, Jawan Jennings.
Kieran's is definite.
Jawan Jennings is your
have
flex.
Warren and Gainwell. Wow. Okay.
I was going to say, kudos
it's
to that.
One of them.
See, I would go Judkins because I don't know. So
I would also go Judkins.
Well, and if we're going under the assumption that we think that Buffalo, like, this is a trap game, if it's close enough, they'll keep running Judkins.
I mean, they're going to keep running Judkins no matter what.
They're going to keep running Judkins no matter what.
It's just he's not going to fucking score is the problem. So.
Kieran, Judkins, Jawan Jennings. Question for the crew.
I just think it's PPR. You go Gainwell over Judkins.
I think you're not wrong there. And someone else brought up that that Detroit game environment should be great for Gainwell.
Yep.
Question for the committee. How do we feel on Mike Evans this week?
Love him. Starting him against your bitch ass.
Against JC Horn?
Can we stop acting like JC Horn is Darrelle Revis? He's not that good.
I'm not saying he's Darrelle Revis, but he's one of the better cover corners in the NFL.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm relatively sure I have Mike Evans.
I really want to look this up. I just don't know how fast Pro Football Reference is going to load, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I have Mike Evans
done over the last
pretty far ahead of
I have Pro Football. What do you want? You want Evans against
Carolina? I was going to see what he's done against Carolina the last couple seasons.
I have it right here. One moment while the game logs pull up. You guys start answering this. Sadly, I have Waller, can pick up Goddard, Johnson, or Loveland, and I already have Hurts and Smith on my team. I mean,
I still think you're fine with Waller.
You're fine with Waller.
Yeah. I have Waller ahead of all of these guys, though Goddard is close. But you just never know which Goddard you're going to get that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And I just saw that you have Hurts and Smith. So, yeah.
I don't know that I would.
Yeah, Wendy, don't be afraid of Waller.
Don't go Goddard.
I think Waller's 2 touchdown upside just fell to a 1 touchdown upside. I think he's still. Yeah. I think Waller is good for 550 and a touchdown this week, which is.
And Wendy, I don't know when you joined in, but we were kind of talking about this earlier with the Bears wide receiver situation right now.
Yeah,
if Romadunze's out, if Luther Burden's out, that's going to shoot Colson Loveland straight up. And personally, I think that upside then trumps what Waller's going. The Bears play Saturday.
Well, I was just going to say,
we will know.
Wendy is fully aware of what's going on with the Bears game, so she'll be Johnny on the spot when it comes to that. So,
Josh, what do you want to know about Evans? I have his game log.
Just what he's done against Carolina of late. I'm just curious.
He's been pretty good. Okay. 8 for 97, 2 touchdowns. 8 for 118 and 1 touchdown. 3 for 22, but that whole game was 9-0, so that was just a bad game in general. 7 for 162 and a touchdown. 10 for 207 and 3 touchdowns. 9 for 96. 6 for 89 and 2 touchdowns.
So he whips it out on Carolina. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
To go back to that question, I agreed with you guys on Jennings. I have Evans well ahead of Jennings. Okay. I like Jennings. I love Evans. So
okay, I'm going to bring one of my questions up because I think I have a good one with Evans, but Pickens or Rashee Rice?
I'd still go Pickens here.
I would still go Pickens.
I'm going to go Pickens even if Rice plays. I don't like fucking again.
You don't like fucking Rice?
I don't like fucking around.
I don't like fucking Rice either. Let me tell you, it's a little, unless it's cooked. I mean, it's softer that way.
That's fair. Soften things up.
Yeah.
I don't like fucking around with injured players. It's something that always worries me, certainly in a semifinals matchup. And I cannot emphasize enough, as the biggest Gardner Minshew fan, I look like the guy, except older. He throws hospital balls. He will get people killed. So,
yep. Okay, here's mine. You're obviously starting Puka Nacua, Chris Olave, and Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
They're not leaving your lineup. So DeAndre Swift, Chase Brown, or Mike Evans?
Evans.
Mike Evans.
Over. Because I can start two of them. Sorry, I can start two of them. That's my bad. I can start two of them.
So say Swift.
Okay. That was my
Who
dilemma.
was it? DeAndre Swift who?
Chase Brown.
Against Miami?
Yeah.
No, I'll play Brown over Swift.
So Brown and Evans, and then sit DeAndre Swift. Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I misunderstood what Josh said.
Just want to make sure. Ryan, hit your stream of the week.
Oh my God, we're there.
We are there. Oh my goodness, it's crazy.
Well, we picked Trevor Lawrence last week, so it was a really good week 15, and everything else kind of worked out as well. So let's keep it rolling into the semifinals. Week 16 streams of the week, all available in about 50% of ESPN leagues. We're right back to Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. He's playing Atlanta. He did make it to 55% roster, but I've been saying this for a month, so it still counts. He's the QB5 in his last 4 games, QB3 since week 6. He has not scored fewer than 18 fantasy points in any started game this season. If he can score on Houston, he can score on Atlanta. At tight end, I am going with Colby Parkinson. I wanted it to be Waller, but the Tua benching, I can't trust Quinn Ewers. Parkinson also scored 2 touchdowns last week. Seattle can get beaten by tight ends. It is a Thursday game. Make sure you add Colby Parkinson now. And on defense, I'm going with the Saints against the Jets. The Jets are just playing awful. They're starting Brady Cook again. Jacksonville just dropped 9 fantasy points on them last week, and they have allowed, they being the Jets, multiple sacks in each of their last 6 games. I like the Saints to get after the quarterback in this one. 1 win left. Are you getting any of my guys in your starting lineup? Let us know in the comments. Full article available tomorrow.
Boom. Underdog props to end the night. Sign up. Use the promo code WOFF. Claim your free pick. First time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We have Jackson Smith and Jigba higher than 6.5 receptions. 90.5 receiving as well is also viable as he has cleared that in 9 of his last 10 games. And Matthew Stafford higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Josh teased that a little earlier.
Again, I think that the Stafford one's a gimme, but I wanted to pivot to JSN because Ryan, you picked the Rams guys. Only 4 games this entire season, JSN has not hit 7+ receptions. And he's hit it in 4 of his last 5 and 8 of his last 10. He went for 9 receptions in his last game against the Rams. And with Rashid Shaheed getting more comfortable with Sam Darnold, he's creating more open looks for JSN. The last 2 games, the Rams have allowed 3 wide receivers to total 31 receptions. And all 3 of them have gone for 134 or more yards. Michael Wilson, Jameson Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. This should be a walk in the park for JSN to clear this line.
Yeah. Guy's good, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
And then, Ryan, you have Kieran Williams higher than 55.5 rushing yards. You also like Blake Corum over 38.5 as well.
Yeah, immediately. So I can't bet an underdog pick'ems in New York. Immediately after I created the show sheet, I went and made these bets on DraftKings. These lines are ridiculous right now. Kieran Williams has beat this in 5 of his last 6 games and always runs well against the Seattle Seahawks, a team who traditionally not great against the running back. And Blake Corum has done this in like 4 of his last 6 games because they're using them in tandem. These lines are entirely too low. Jump on this as quickly as you can.
I went to actually add the Corum one on underdog and it wasn't even on there.
It disappeared.
It like straight up disappeared.
They said,
but I want to add this really quick because Joe, you talked about Stafford early in the setup, but like the last 4 games that Seattle has played, these are the quarterbacks that they've gone against: Cam Ward, Max Brosmer, Kirk Cousins, Phillip Rivers.
Hall of Famers, if you ask me.
This is why Seattle's defense is so highly propped up. Stafford threw 2 touchdowns on them literally the last time they played.
Yeah.
So, if you want to buy into, well, he doesn't throw a ton in Seattle, okay, that's fine. You're getting plus money on a guy that literally leads the NFL with 37 touchdown passes.
What are you talking about? Joe was on Stafford this whole show.
No, I'm saying in terms of total touchdowns.
Okay. I'm
Seattle.
What am I missing here?
Yeah, he's only done it once that he's hit the mark of 2. It's been 0-1, So.
I'll just also throw out, I stayed away from Seattle on my prop bets. If you parlay Puka Nacua, Kieran Williams, and Colby Parkinson to score a touchdown, it's plus 2,000 right now if you're looking to make a little bit of money.
Woo!
Touchdown props are sucker bets. I just want to throw that out there, but plus 2,000 is fun.
Puka.
He's like, I'm doing this right now.
Puka, Kieran, and Colby Parkinson should get you plus 2,000.
I'm gonna do that later. I was trying to put together a whole parlay with all of our picks for $1. Huh? It wasn't working. I'll do that later. All right. And then with a couple questions, 12.5 PPR, pick 2, Brees, Rico, Juwan. See ya, Brees Hall.
And Juwan. Yep.
See ya, Brees Hall. Jalen Warren or Juwan Jennings?
Juwan Jennings.
See ya,
don't have to
Jalen
ask
Warren.
any questions about that.
Yeah,
Juwan Johnson, Darren Waller.
Johnson is interesting.
This is a floor versus ceiling play for me, 100%. Juwan Johnson doesn't have the floor of Schultz, but he has a hell of a floor. I am going Darren Waller because it's who I am as a person.
Yeah, the last 4 weeks, Juwan Johnson, 25 targets, Devon Vele, 26. Those are 2 and 3 on the team behind
that's
Olave.
such a good point.
Vele is out this week. I think Juwan Johnson's going to see a big bump.
There's a very, you know what? I'll pivot right now on the show. Juwan Johnson ahead of Darren Waller for me.
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah. Juan,
because that is what Wendy put. So that is what Joe will say. Juwan Johnson. Okay. Gentlemen.
It's funny, Josh. I just had to take Devon Vele out of my rankings, and I'm like, man, who am I bumping up for that? And that question got answered for me.
I was so excited to put Devon Vele in my Scott Fishbowl lineup over Kayshon Boutte this week, and I'm just like,
one more, Fannin or Waller. I'm going Waller.
To me, it's the exact same situation.
I think it's kind of the same situation, floor versus ceiling. I think
I'm
Waller's
going
the
Waller.
ceiling play.
Yep.
Yeah, Waller.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks. Arguably the best show in team history.
It basically felt like a start to a different day.
For all of the new, and I've seen a lot of new names in the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome.
If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. We're so close to hitting 1,800, which is our goal. And if you haven't, join our completely free Discord. We answer any and all start sit questions.
You
I am readily available. Let's go.
You ruined my setup, guys.
Sorry.
The payment for the show is $100 for the year. You ruined the setup, Josh.
All right.
We did get one more question.
Galaxy Pickers, it's Marks over Quorum.
Yes, it would be.
Well, if you can't wait though, can you wait on Woody Marks?
That's true.
You have a pivot
Ooh.
if Woody Marks doesn't play because you got to play Quorum tomorrow. If you have another pivot, then
here, I'm gonna start doing the outro. Galaxy, if you got it, if you don't get it in before we finish the outro, Josh will type it in the chat. But it's Marks. If you have another pivot, if not, you are forced to start Quorum, which isn't a bad start. But Diggs is the pivot.
Diggs is the pivot.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I've watched this team too much. No.
Okay.
Blake Corum.
There you go.
No.
Play Quorum.
Play Quorum.
You don't want to pivot to Stephon Diggs.
I like
Trust
Quorum
me.
tomorrow.
Galaxy, I think you're new.
For Quorum tomorrow.
Galaxy, I think you're new. I'm a Patriots fan. You don't want to pivot to that guy.
There you go.
I want the Patriots to pivot to him.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I want it to really badly. Remember, like and subscribe. If you're on Apple or Spotify, any other podcast platform, hit the follow button. Join the Discord, as Josh said. Good luck in your Week 16 matchups, folks, whether you're first round, second round, or you're trying to save yourself from sitting in a Waffle House for 24 hours. We're to help with all that. I've been there, guys. Don't worry. For Josh, Ryan, myself, you can follow Club Fantasy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Club Fantasy FFL. The URL is clubfantasyffl.com. Always remember, defense wins championships, offense wins fantasy football. Thank you, Jeff, and we will see you next